There's some very interesting statistics though that really sort of show the growth of the market and where the maturity is from companies. So Gartner recently published an article, a statistic around the fact that 73% of organisations are actually doing something with big data or plan to do something in the near future. I think if you're not one of those 73%, where do you sit? You know, what's your play? It helps to build a better relationship with the customer, but also to build a better customer service aspect, and that's a really key thing. They want to start to bring data in from all parts of their organisation, so not just the traditional parts and having data warehouses, but bring you know, you could call it dark data that's been unavailable for so long into play and start to utilise them. I think the second reason is really starting to make that data available to the entire organisation, so being data driven from top to bottom, being able to be real time and be able to recommend to your customers or make insightful decisions in real time as you're seeing your data and as you're seeing insight play out. So I think the main challenges would be the variety and the variety of sources of data that you need to bring into a data lake you build. The second thing would be how you choose the right tools with a moving landscape in terms of the technology evolving and maturing. Thirdly would be the skills gap and how you get the right skills in to implement them and bring your strategy forward. And finally, it's around putting the right mindset in place so that everyone in your organisation understands how to think in a big data-centric fashion and think about data science rather than necessarily traditional methods. Use the discovery part of the process to really hone in on some of those key opportunities. It's quick, it brings a lot of value very quickly, and the types of outcomes, deliverables that come from that process are, you know, a really clear, defined roadmap of opportunity with value attached, a short-term and long-term architecture associated to them, and a clear direction of how that big data strategy aligns with the overall company and organisational strategy. So we're working with a global investment bank to start to understand how they can harness big data. So we're working with their CDO and using our discovery process to start to identify all the opportunities that they can now take forward and start to extract value by using big data and data science. We identified over 100 use cases that we're now starting to roll out, each with value attached to them, that they're starting to see that value now creep in as we move through our develop and deliver phase. As a betting organisation, you have lots and lots of different data sets, and so there's lots of different games that actually come from different organisations, are quite often third-party driven. So for that type of organisation, bringing that all together and then being able to talk about the 360 view of the customer is very difficult. But that's what we're working with this organisation to do right now, and we're starting with certain data and we're bringing out recommendations in real time, and that's a real game changer for them and is an important part of their strategy. We are now building predictive algorithms to be able to predict whether someone with type 2 diabetes will develop a complication, and by doing this we'll save the NHS potentially 400 million a year just from the way that we're being more efficient with our drug use, and that's just one example, one disease.